Hey there, good morning everyone. Wednesday the 9th of March 2022. This morning's devotional is a reading from 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 8, which reads, "But if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that." Mark Twain once penned, "Civilization is a limitless multiplication of unnecessary necessities." And I wonder what old Mark Twain would have had to say today if he'd been alive today. Never before has a consumer been confronted with so many choices. An anthropologist points out that civilizations tend to move from the simple society of cultivating the soil to the industrial and complex society, which eventually collapses under the burden of its own weight and complexity. We are gatherers. We love going to shop. We love taking and storing things and buying things and all these sorts of things. And the question that we need to ask ourselves is, do we really need it? Do we really use it? And I was thinking earlier on, going back to the situation in the Ukraine with the refugees, if you had to suddenly pack up and leave, what would you take with you? What would you take with you? Have you ever asked yourself that question? I don't know what I take, and I've never done an analysis of it. But the question is, what would you take with you? You can't take all your furniture with you because you've got nowhere to put it. You can only take the stuff that you can carry. And so that stuff which we can carry is obviously the most important stuff to us. Jesus says, "Foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head." Jesus owned no property, though the whole world was his. He borrowed another man's boat to row on the Lake of Galilee, and on another occasion he simply walked across the lake in the power of the Holy Spirit. The only thing that we know for certain which he possessed was a seamless undergarment, which the soldiers took from him after they crucified him, and they gambled for it because it was valuable. And we can find that in John chapter 19, verses 23 and 24. What else did Jesus have that we seldom have? Well, firstly, it stands out peace and tranquility. And number two, simplicity. Some of the richest men in the world are some of the most unhappiest, proving that money cannot buy happiness. Simplicity brings contentment, which then puts the psychiatrists out of business, because when we go to a psychiatrist, we're normally stressing about our riches. Simplicity begins to put us in tune with the divine harmony of nature. It means that we learn to be still and to know that He is God, Psalm 46 verse 10, that we shut out all the noise and the stress of gathering and serving that which we own, to hear His voice. This is the way. Walk in it. Yes, my dear friends, it is time to strip away the gleam of material possessions and discover the simplicity of walking in the footsteps of Jesus. Simplicity demands living within your means, financially, emotionally, and physically. It is God's remedy to the pressures of today. Think about it. And I can think that our lives will be a whole lot different if we decide to return to simplicity. May the Lord be with you. May He bless you. May He cause His face to shine upon you and be with you always. Goodbye.